So Spencer, who's number one on your power rankings?
Well, obviously, everyone who likes and subscribes to the video.
On the field, who's his top 10, like 10th best quarterback?
I disagree. I think as soon as he hit the playoffs, he looked like a bottom 10 quarterback.
Okay.
That counts.
Okay, you love Justin Herbert.
The 2-minute warning.
All right, so who is your 32 through 26 power rankings?
At 32, I got the New Orleans Saints. 31, I have the Browns. 30, I have the Titans. 29, I have the Jaguars. 28, I have the Dolphins. 27, I have the Jets. And number 26, I have the Giants.
Wow, okay, so a little bit differing already. Number 32, obviously, I also have the Saints. Number 31, I have the Titans. Number 30, I have the Jets. Number 29, I have the Panthers. Number 28, I have the Browns. Number 27, I have the Jags. And number 26, I have the Colts.
What? Okay, the Panthers just can't be that low.
Okay, let's start with the Saints first. I mean, if anyone doesn't have them 32, you might as well just stop making power rankings because they're just garbage from top to bottom. They don't understand that they just need to reset. It feels like they're in the worst situation in football by far. So not only do they have the worst roster, in my opinion, with either Tyler Shuck or Spencer Rattler going to be starting this season, but they also have one of just the worst situations. Well, not even one of, just the worst situation in football with their cap room and everything like that. So this is obviously the 32nd best team to me.
This is the worst situation a franchise has been in since the Browns in whatever that was, 2018 or whatever.
They might have been in a better position.
No, but the Browns, clearly they're still trying to figure it out. They're 31 on the list. They've never been good.
I mean, they don't deserve to be that low. I have them at 28.
We're going to go over them. I'll talk about why I have them that low.
Yeah, I mean,
I can see why you'd have them maybe the fourth worst team, but I think it's kind of crazy.
They're the fifth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, listen, the Titans are definitely a worse football team than them.
No, I think they're very arguable, the difference. But after that, I think they're definitely.
I don't think it's arguable because I think the Browns have way more talent on the defensive side of the ball. That's not even close. They have a Hall of Famer, Myles Garrett. They have a good secondary still with 3 good corners.
Yeah, that's their team.
Joe K is obviously not going to play this year, but otherwise they'd have a good player there.
Going in my power rankings.
They just drafted Mason Graham, who's going to make a big impact on that defense. This is going to be a good defense this season. Definitely top half the league. The Titans.
Top half the league?
100%.
Their defense is not that good. They don't have their edge rusher opposite Myles Garrett is Isaiah McGuire, who I like. But
yeah, wasn't that your most underrated player on the Browns?
Yeah, but I think he's great as a third edge rusher. He should not be.
So you think he's super underrated? He's playing edge rusher aside. Who PFF just ranked the best player in football.
Well, he's not,
obviously. They don't have a good secondary. Core. Okay, because their linebackers hurt, but that's...
don't have... Yeah, but you get punished for that in the power rankings for this season.
Right, but I also think that's not going to hold them down from being not... a top half of the league defense is not asking
Who's their best
much.
safety? I'm genuinely curious. Is it Ronnie Hickman?
Maybe.
It's him.
But corners are way more important than that, and they have corner figured out.
I think Juan Thornhill.
They have the 2 most important positions on defense, corner and edge rusher, figured out. And so I think that
that's their defense. That's their bright spot.
Okay, and the Titans
positions.
Okay, and the Titans' defense is Jeffrey Simmons, who you hate.
Okay, well, I don't think their defense is that great.
Okay, then they're nothing because Cam Ward sucks, and he's gonna be dog in at least the first few games of the season because he is not one of those pro-ready quarterbacks.
I mean, I think he could make an impact early, a somewhat of an impact, an impact above a Browns quarterback. Who are they playing at quarterback? Kenny Pickett?
I hope a quarterback's even better than Cam Ward and Dylan Gabriel. And Joe Flacco will come out and play better than Cam Ward right away easily.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he's playing right.
And they have more weapons on offense. They have...
Not really. Their number 2 receiver, who's their number 2? Is it Cedric Tillman?
Yeah, you love Cedric Tillman. You're obsessed with Cedric Tillman.
But again, he's a guy who I want as my third receiver.
They actually have pieces, but Titans don't really have anything.
They have Tony Pollard. They have Tajay Spears. I think that's a good running back.
It doesn't matter when your quarterback is a rookie.
Their O-line's improving like crazy. They got a bunch of good pieces. I think that line could creep towards average, which is obviously not crazy, but we're talking about we're talking about a team I have at 30.
Okay, so I know, but I'm just saying the Browns.
Shake's fine.
I think the Browns are in a different tier than the Titans. Obviously they're both not good, but I think the Browns are definitely in a different tier. I also have the Jets behind the Browns because I have the Jets at 30. I got them a couple spots higher.
I think the Jets, they have a chance.
They have a chance to be fine. They have a chance to be fine, but
they have a chance to be good.
Right now I didn't want to put them any higher because I feel like it was I don't know, obviously there was a few teams that deserved to be down here and stuff, but they just paid so much money to their 2 players that I don't even think deserve anywhere near that money. Garrett Wilson and Sauce, especially Sauce, he did not deserve that type of money. And I just think it's crazy because they're not really in a good spot at all. I think
they're in a really. I actually really like where their franchise is at.
Well, if you're talking, I like the fact that they're actually rebuilding, and obviously their offensive line is developing for the future. I think Fields was a good move because he's gonna kind of tank for them if he's bad, and if he's good, then obviously that'd be like, oh my gosh, we figured Fields out, but that's not what's gonna happen.
I just don't think he's good. Yeah.
Yeah, but so like if he tanks him here, then they're gonna be a bad football team this year.
Yeah,
because
but-
like their offensive line is gonna be good in a few years, great in a few years, but like it's still developing, obviously.
It's still at least-
Breece Hall. We have to rely on him having a big bounce back year. They have no receivers outside of Garrett Wilson. They just don't have much. Like the Quinnen Williams is taking a step back. Sauce Gardner, finally people are realizing he's a bit overrated, but still people think he's like crazy. Not worth the money that they're paying him. DJ Reed just left. Like CJ Mosley's gone. Like all these pieces are leaving or aging or whatever it is, and this team's just not in a good position to compete right now. Obviously, I think they're going to be I love what they're doing with their offensive line and how they're actually going to rebuild for the future. But this is going to be a bottom 5 team this season, most likely. Unless Fields really puts it together.
I mean, I have them as a bottom 6 team, so I'm not like saying that they're going to be great, but
yeah.
If Breece Hall goes back to where he used to be, I think Garrett Wilson is number 1 receiver. I think that line has the potential to be maybe even slightly above average even this season.
Yeah, maybe.
At least
it depends. It depends how good Membu is right away.
Yeah, and then Fields, what do we have? Like maybe he's like the 27th best quarterback. But he can have weeks where he's a great quarterback.
I think it depends on him almost completely.
Yeah.
Where this team goes is dependent on him. But I also don't like the hiring of Aaron Glenn. I don't think that's going to work out for them. And that's definitely not going to help Fields.
It's not going to help him, but it should help the defense should be better than it was after Saleh left.
But like we'll see if they can actually put that together. Like we've never really got to see if Aaron Glenn can, maybe make a great defense necessarily.
Yeah, but he made a really good defense last season with no one.
No, I mean it wasn't
Robertson
good.
And
No, they were able to put. He's really good at developing players, it seems. But how much of that is Dan Campbell? Because that's like all Dan Campbell does is help like develop players and find players, right? He doesn't call plays or anything. And I feel like there was a lot of times where obviously we don't know how much of it was the injuries, but to say the Lions defense was good last season, it's just pushing it.
I felt like it was pretty good.
It's just they got exposed a lot. I mean, you look at that Bills game where they allowed like 55 points. You look at the Commanders game in the playoffs where they allowed like 50 more points. Like
They did not allow 50 points in the Commanders.
it was close to that. It was in the 40s.
I thought it was just high 30s, but a lot of that was Jared Goff turning the ball over a bunch.
It was like twice, and one was at the end of the
It
game.
was 3 times. Actually.
No,
It was
Jameson
3.
Williams threw the other pick.
Oh, okay.
So that's
No, it's still 3 picks by the
yeah,
offense.
and 2 of them were in opposing territory. So,
I actually think Goff threw 3.
really?
I think they had 4 picks.
Oh, maybe there was one at the end of the game that added it or something. Either way, I just feel like there's definitely times I don't know. We haven't seen enough from Aaron Glenn for me to be confident that they're going to push this team above teams like the Browns. I think the Browns team has proven like over the last like 5 or 6 years that they're always good enough to stay out of the bottom like 3, bottom 4, bottom.
They just were the second worst team.
I mean, not really though.
They were though.
No,
they
that's
actually were.
That's because of injuries though.
Who got hurt for them?
Deshaun Watson.
Help them.
Well, no, it didn't. They
Yes,
played
it did.
DTR, bro. They were
Okay,
trying
that's
to
true,
lose.
but,
They were trying to lose.
They're going to try to lose again.
No, they're going to try to develop either Shador or Dylan Gabriel is what they're going to do. And if Joe Flacco plays, I think they can win a couple games for sure.
A couple games is not that's
That might be more than the Saints and Titans combined.
Whoa.
The Saints might go 0-17 this season.
I think they'll definitely scrape together a couple wins.
Well, yeah, but no one never really goes 0-17. But like, I mean, they're definitely on 0-17 watch till they win. So, and then the Panthers, I think we got to talk about them. I'm sure you're gonna have them ridiculously
I don't have
high.
them ridiculously high.
I just don't understand what the bright
They're in
spot
the
in this
next
team.
tier.
They don't have anywhere near the weapons or the play, just the pieces that the Browns have.
Okay, well, let's just do receiving core. I think I'd rather have what the Panthers have, where they have obviously they don't have a wide receiver one. But you hope Tet can be that.
But he won't. I hate Tet.
Thielen can be a competent wide receiver 2. Coker's a competent wide receiver 3. You got Leggett, who has potential to be
You
a competent
hate Leggett.
something.
No.
I'm putting him as their wide receiver 4, and I think he's a fine wide receiver 4.
Whoa, that might be generous.
Okay, well, I think it was a terrible
Okay,
pick,
and the Browns
obviously.
receiving. You have to understand. I hate Tet. Okay?
Who's their third receiver? Who's the Browns' third receiver?
It's someone actually not that bad. I feel like they signed somebody, but I'm just blanking on it. Either way, like I would still take the Browns receiving core because they have a guy who's at least good. Even you think Jerry Jeudy's not as good as I thought he was this season, but even if so, you think he's top 25 receiver. Panthers have nowhere near that for you.
I'd rather have the offensive line of the Panthers. The Browns took a huge step back. They're all playing bad.
Right, which is fair. But
and the defense, like
the offensive line also
Garrett.
looked worse because of the quarterback play. Let's put that out there for the Browns. DTR does not help your offensive line look good.
Yeah, but also like they weren't that good at run blocking either.
Well, yeah, because Jerome Ford was running behind
Jerome
them.
Ford is underrated. I think he can be competent.
Okay, well,
I
now
don't
they
think he'll
got
be anything
Quinshawn
crazy.
Judkins, everyone's
He's
favorite
not-
running back.
Isn't he getting suspended?
Yeah, he probably will. I think he got arrested.
Yeah, that's not a good start to your
But
career.
Dylan
so
Sampson's going to run back there. You like Dylan Sampson?
I don't like him. I think he's pretty good. Like I
You
don't.
had him as like the sixth best back in
No,
like a
he was
stacked
like seventh.
class. Okay, in a stacked class. That means you like him.
Sure.
So,
and
and
I
they
don't feel
have
confident from year one to be.
they have a
number
better
one.
tight end by a lot. They have a way better defense.
I just don't think it's that true. Like they have one good player.
On
The
defense,
Browns.
Denzel Ward is a
Oh,
good
that's true.
player.
I was forgetting about him. But
Like, come on.
you got Derek Brown. You got.
Derek Brown doesn't ever play.
He missed. That was like the only time he ever missed time, and it was just.
No,
because he
he's
had
missed multiple
season-ending-
seasons.
That was just this one.
I'm pretty sure he's missed multiple.
They
Plus,
have J.C.
you want
Horn.
to talk
top
about
3 highest paid
okay.
corner in football.
So they have two pieces on defense, and one of those pieces you think is extremely overrated in J.C. Horn, and the other one has made the Pro Bowl once.
Well, it really
Once.
To me,
So they have one Pro Bowl on the defense, and you think they're going to be better.
that's not true. They have Treshawn Morton. He probably made a Pro Bowl. Once.
He did not. No, you do not actually think he made a Pro Bowl.
Did what's his face? Josie Jewell make a Pro Bowl? Maybe.
No! Josie Jewell's garbage. Like, they have no one. The only player that could ever make a Pro Bowl on that team was Jadeveon Clowney 10 years ago.
He's not on their team anymore.
He left? Then they don't have anybody. Like, who on that team could have made a Pro Bowl? Their defense is so bad. They were by far the worst run
That's
defense
true.
team.
Last year they were really bad, but I think that they can step it up a little.
Oh,
bit.
yeah. Because of what? Because you
I
like the
think
Panthers?
I think the Browns' defense is extremely overrated because you can't win when you have corners and an edge. That's not a defense for success.
That is at least an average defense. You
That's not
can
an
make your defense average with that.
You can make
Okay,
them
so your
average.
argument is-
no, they're expecting like Diabate or whatever. They're expecting him to step in. They're expecting McGuire to step in. They're expecting
Wait.
all of these young players who are like 5th, 6th, 7th round picks from a couple years. Ronnie Hickman's supposed to start again. Like these guys are young players who are not that talented, and they're supposed to just step in there and be good starters. Like that's just not going to work.
So, but your argument is that, they only have one of the best edges of all time and a great corner trio. Well, the Panthers have a way worse defensive lineman and they have a worse corner. So, yeah, Panthers for all the way. Like, that
Okay,
makes
fine,
no
but
sense.
Bryce Young is the biggest difference. Bryce Young to whoever the Browns are starting at quarterback, it's a huge difference.
It's not.
Bryce Young is a competent
It's like
quarterback.
23 to 30 or something.
It's like 16 or 17.
and if Joe Flacco plays, it's really not that big.
Yes, it is pretty big.
No, and then Dylan Gabriel
mobility-
plays, by the end of
I
the year,
think-
they could be really close, if not Dylan Gabriel overtaking him by a lot.
Do you actually believe that?
Yes, because I don't think
That's
Bryce Young's going
insane.
to take another step this year.
That's
This
crazy.
year for the Panthers is only about them figuring out what they have with Bryce Young. They do not need to win. They're not even trying to win.
They should try to go for a wild card and then
They have
they're
no
gonna
chance
to
of a
give
wild
up at some
card.
point.
Zero
They have a
chance of a
They have
wild card.
chance.
No, they do not.
They definitely.
Their
do.
team is so bad. They have nowhere to go. No pieces.
They don't know where to go but up. You know. What
They
I'm
have
saying?
nowhere to go because their defense is garbage. Dog. Even if you think the Bryce Young is good, their defense is so bad that they can't make the playoffs.
Trayvon Merrick made a Pro Bowl, right?
Their defense was worse statistically than the Bengals last season. The Bengals had Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and couldn't make the playoffs. And you think Bryce Young with Tedero McMillan's gonna do it?
And Adam Thielen.
That's freaking ridiculous. I think that's freaking ridiculous.
I didn't say they were going to make the playoffs.
And you think the
I do
NFC is
not
more
have
stacked
them,
than the
I
AFC.
do not have them as a playoff team. Like,
Okay,
not
you said
even
they have a
close.
chance. That's
I
ridiculous.
said that they have a shot. They have some kind of a shot. I think the Jets have a shot. I think
I
that's
don't-
it about
You
the
think the
teams
Jets
talk
have a
about.
shot?
Yeah, I think they have a shot. I don't think they have a good shot. I think there is a chance. If Justin Fields is playing
What do you
really
consider
well,
a shot? Like a 0.3% chance?
5%.
I'm not giving the Jets a 5% chance to make the playoffs. That's ridiculous.
Okay, maybe like 4%.
No, it's like negative, bro.
Okay, well, it's obviously not negative.
it's like 0.5 maybe.
Have we talked about the Jaguars at all?
They're 27 for me,
27.
28 for you.
Yeah, 29 for me actually.
Yeah, I don't know if people are gonna hate that because
They are
everyone's
going to because everybody loves Trevor Lawrence, and that's the reason why they're this low for me.
yeah. Well, Trevor Lawrence is garbage. I think that I want to say I like the trade for Travis Hunter. It was such a weird and surprising trade. But it sounds like they're gonna play him at wide receiver way more than corner, which I think is his worst position. And that's like the one position you have a star at. Josh Hines Allen's obviously a good player on defense, extremely overrated though, especially last season. Trayvon Walker was a waste of a first overall pick in my opinion.
He's still at least like a starting caliber player,
but I mean like when you got Hutch going the next pick at the same position, it does make it look bad. Campbell took a step back last season. They just don't have the pieces you want. This was a team that people were predicting to win the division last year, make the playoffs, all those things. And I've been off the Jags train for like 3 or 4 years now. I just do not get the hype at all. I just don't understand why people continuously buy into them, because I guarantee you people are buying into them again. And I just don't agree with it, because I think the Jags are just a bad football team.
I just don't understand how people are buying in when they have a bad quarterback, a bad offensive line, no running backs. Like, I think
actually like
Bigsby
Tank
at 32
Bigsby.
or
Tank-
something, and
Tank-
you didn't have him on your top 30.
Yeah, but after looking this year, I'm going to project him to actually take a pretty big step.
Yeah, but like, he's not going to be an average running back. He's not.
He could be if he actually got the snaps. The problem is
think
they're just
he
going to play ETN too much.
I don't think he'll be an average running back. He might crack the top like 20, maybe the top.
Well,
20.
I still don't think he will, because he won't get enough touches.
Yeah, but like, that's like his peak, in my opinion, of what he can do this year, and that's their only running back. Liam Cohen, I know, is supposed to be like a great at run game stuff, but
You hate Brenton Strange.
yeah, I don't hate Brendan Strange.
Yes, you do.
I think he has upside, but I don't think he's that good.
Yeah, and I mean, they lost their tight end in Evan Ingram. Like,
Their defense is terrible.
their defense is so bad. So bad.
They lost Ronald Darby, who obviously sucked, but he played like 800 snaps for them last year.
That's actually crazy.
Dave Jarian Jones, who I like, stepping in their second corner. I don't really know who their third corner is, the Cowboys nickel that they signed.
Or Hunter
He's
might
fine.
play.
Oh, right. I don't think corner was the position they needed to add.
Yeah, but like,
And then Devin Lloyd is massively overrated.
they got wide receiver and corner, which are the two positions they like shouldn't have been like completely focusing on. But they're also paying they're like stuck for so long because they're paying their quarterback, who's just not good at all, the $55 million a year. Like, they're gonna be stuck in purgatory for a long time.
Thinking about that Travis Hunter trade, I actually don't know if I like it, just because their number one need
Yeah,
might
more
be
and more.
defensive tackle.
Yeah.
But guess who went with the pick that they were projected to get, or that they were on?
Yeah, I actually
Mason
do
Crosby.
kind of agree with that. But my last one in this that we haven't talked about, by the way, was the Colts. I don't know if you're mad about that. I thought you might be.
I mean,
This is purely
I think if they had a
purely-
mid quarterback, they'd be amazing, but they don't.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say amazing,
Well,
but
like,
they'd be a playoff
top
team.
16.
They'd be a playoff team. But like, for me, the thing that I was going down this list and just realizing is, during the offseason, when you're doing power rankings, like towards the start of the new season, you kind of think, oh, all these teams are taking a step forward. Most teams, when they go into the offseason, they're looking to get better. They get better, they take a step forward. There's a few teams like, the Jets obviously took a step back to rebuild. There's teams like that. But most teams, you're projecting to be better than they were last year, which can make things a little rough when doing power rankings, because not everyone's going to improve, obviously. People are going to take big steps back. With the Colts, I just did not feel that. Like, I just didn't really feel like they improved. On top of that, I just feel like they're just I feel like they're the exact same team as they were last year, but now that Richardson is like kind of being forced to get more snaps, because they're the words out of camp right now are Daniel Jones is going to get the starting job. If Daniel
I heard
Jones,
Richardson was winning like yesterday.
oh really? I heard that like Daniel Jones is killing him in the competition.
Well, I feel like that would be what I would predict to happen.
But like, if Daniel Jones is killing you in the competition, your team is not going to be good, like at all.
That could be fun.
Like, the team around him, I really like the Colts team around them. The problem is their quarterback play is the worst in the NFL. Oh, but
If
behind the
Richardson's
Saints.
playing.
Behind the Saints.
If Daniel Jones is playing, they're above.
I mean,
Browns,
their
they're above-
quarterback room. Daniel Jones is not better than whoever the Browns roll out, in my opinion.
Well, that's crazy.
Unless it's Shador. Then maybe.
you think Kenny Pickett's better than Daniel Jones.
It's really close.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's just not.
Dable made Jones, dude.
Okay.
And like, the thing is like, I don't know. Obviously, I could put him the teams I had above him, except maybe 25. I feel like these teams are improving, or at least were like a lot better than where I have them. And even though they're taking a step back, I can't put them lower than this team. I just feel like the Colts had to be here because I just feel like the quarterback play is that atrocious.
I really like their team. It's just like obviously the quarterback play. If I was a quarterback trying to find a team to go to, that might be the number one team, just because I feel like I could win the job, and their situation.
Well, I hope you can win the job.
Well, I couldn't, but like if I was an actual quarterback,
Yeah.
They got Tyler Warren, they got Josh Downs is really underrated, and they have Michael Pittman.
I don't know. I'd
They
probably
have-
rather go to the Vikings. Because I think
That's
McCarthy's not
true.
good.
And you got Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, exactly. But either way, they're a really
The
good
defense
option.
is pretty talented, and then their offensive line's amazing, and they're always good no matter the injuries they get, like even last year.
Yeah. Whoever their offensive line coach must be like crazy. Who's your 20? There's one other team we haven't talked about for you though, right?
Saints, Browns, Titans, Jaguars. Oh, Dolphins. We haven't talked
Dolphins.
about the
Okay, so
Dolphins.
I'll just tell you right now, they're my 25. The team right in front. They obviously take a big step back. It looks like they're kind of throwing in the towel. Like, they're like, we're resetting, but they didn't trade Tyreek, which is what you would have wanted to see if they're completely resetting. They're obviously paying Tua a lot of money still. Tyreek took a big step back last year. We're going to have to see if he's able to bounce back from that or not. But their corners are just garbage with that Ramsey trade. They gave up Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, who I think were two of their three best players, definitely. If not their two best players, if you value Tyreek Hill taking that big of a step back. And they got in return, obviously, a really good safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick. But they also gave up Javon Holland, lost him to free agency, who was an amazing safety. Now you're just getting amazing safety back for giving up two of your best players. And now you're rolling out Storm Duck to start at corner. So I just don't like their offseason at all. This is not a good football team. They weren't good even when Tua played last season. The only times they'd win is when they play garbage teams, which is how they kind of have been since Tua got there, really, is they just never beat good competition. And now I'm not even sure they can beat bad competition.
Well, I think they are bad competition. Their most notable corners are Storm Duck, who, by the way, is their best corner.
Yeah.
You said they have Storm Duck starting. He's their best one starting. Cam Smith, who's a bust, as a second-round pick. And their other one is Ethan Bonner. Do you know who that is?
Is that the white guy?
Yeah, that's why he's the third most notable. Obviously, he's not going to play.
Yeah.
But they're starting their fifth-round pick this year.
You don't think he could be like Cooper DeJean?
No. But, yeah, so...
Yeah, they're in a rough
You just can't
spot.
win when those are your corners.
Exactly.
They
Corners
play the
are too
Bengals.
important.
The Bengals are putting up 60.
I think this is what people are going to see from just them alone, that how important corners are, because it's going to be holy crap. And Phillips is going to be out for part of the season, right?
A decent amount, at least,
Jalen
right?
Phillips?
And same with Bradley Chubb, right?
Yeah.
They both had season-ending injuries.
Their
last
whole
year.
defense is just destroyed.
So they got Chop Robinson, they got
And
Zach
obviously, you
Sealer,
want him to take a step.
and Minka. And those are their defensive. It's not that bad if you had solid players around them, but they don't.
They
Anybody
have
else
they
is
have
bad.
bench players around.
Yeah, everybody else is bad.
Or maybe
and
practice.
even on
squad.
offense, their offense is it's going to be so much Achane this year. Checking it down to him running
Definitely
it.
take Achane in fantasy.
Yeah, that's my sleeper pick. Well, my sleeper high pick.
Yeah, you're about to get 40 points off of receptions in 2 weeks. So.
And then Jalen Waddle's overrated. Tyreek Hill took a step back. They lost Jonnu. Who's their starting tight end? Oh, it's Darren Waller now. Darren Waller's your starting tight end.
Oh no, I forgot about the Darren Waller.
It's so
quote.
bad. I think
He
I
quit
wanted-
football because he didn't like it, and you were
because
like,
he was
"Let's sign
bad
him."
at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he got bad at it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I wanted to put them lower, obviously, because I've been low on them all offseason. They just got worse, but
You can't put him below these teams.
I couldn't do it, but that's as low as I could get them.
All right, well, let's move on to 25 through 20. Who you got?
25, I got the Colts. 24, I got the Bears, which I know a lot of people are going to be mad about. 23, I got the Panthers. 22, I have the Seahawks. 21, I have the Raiders. And number 20, I have the Patriots.
Okay, so number 24, I have the Patriots.
Interesting.
Number 23, I have the Raiders. Number 22, I have the Seahawks. Number 21, I have the Giants. And number 20, I have the Bears.
That's really high for the Giants.
So we have mostly the same in this tier. I think the difference is the Panthers with the Giants. We kind of flipped them. For me, the Giants are one of the most underrated teams in the NFL. The only reason that I think they're not going to perform, I don't think they're going to compete for a playoff spot, and that's because of their schedule. If you looked at their schedule, it's just ridiculous. And I just don't think they're prepared for that. They're not a great team or anything, but this is a team that has done really, really well. In this year's draft, they did really, really well. I liked their offseason. And then the year before, they had a really good draft as well. They're building a pieces. I really like Brian Dable, even if some people don't. I think he's a really good coach. I think this team is going in the right direction for sure. I like the bridge quarterback and the teaching under Russell Wilson. I definitely think he can win them games. Or help win them games. And I like Jackson Dart learning under Dable and Russell Wilson. I think this is a really good situation for the Giants. And I think they have a lot of pieces that are just really underrated. The signing of Javon Holland was a really good signing for them that just no one talks about, I feel like. Malik Neighbors is obviously a generational player, already a top 10 receiver in this league. They have a great running back duo now. Obviously, the biggest question mark for me is that offensive line. It's just so bad right now. They have to fix that. But, they have, I'm blanking on his name, Theo Johnson, who can develop at tight end for you. You've got, on defense, you've got more pieces. You just signed just drafted Abdul Carter, who I think is absolutely incredible. And this pass rush is going to be good now if either Thibodeau or Brian Burns can just show anything, because I think Abdul Carter is going to be amazing. They have Bobby Okereke, who's a really good piece. They have Sexy Dexy, who I haven't even mentioned, who is one of the best defenders in the entire NFL, and definitely the best DT in the NFL. So this team has a ton of potential and a ton of pieces that I think if put together, they could definitely do something. And I think as a team, they're better than the teams I have behind them.
Yeah, well, I just look at their offensive line, and it's so bad. Their second best lineman, I think, is Jermaine Aluminum.
I mean, yes, their line is garbage.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
And then, like, Russell Wilson at quarterback, like, that's not good. And then, like, is their wide receiver Tusio Wandale? Like, I don't like that. Their wide
Hey,
receiver
you were talking about how underrated Wandale
No, I think
was.
he's a fine 3. And then they don't have...
Maybe a good 3.
I guess they have Slayton also, who's so overrated. I don't know how people still talk about him.
Not me neither.
Yeah,
It's because he's fast in Madden.
Yeah, so I just don't think that that's a great situation to be good. And I think their defense, like, they obviously have, like, a bunch of additions recently, but I just don't feel like it's going to be as good as people think it is.
They need a corner to take a step.
Well, they signed Paulson and Debo as well.
I forgot.
But he's not a cornerback 1.
No,
I
but
think
like
he's a good cornerback
you love
2,
Andrew
and
Phillips. If Andrew
is
Phillips
also number 2 corner.
if Andrew Phillips took a step, then you got Paulson Debo as your 2. You got Javon Holland in that secondary now. Like, that's a really good
Who's
defense.
their other safety?
I feel like it's someone notable, but I'm blanking on
It
it.
is.
It's
They
someone.
had Pinnock starting last year, but he's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's somebody else. But like that
Oh
is.
wait, no, it's Tyler Newbin, and he's solid.
Yeah, so they have a good secondary, like a good young secondary.
Yeah, the defense should be.
The defense should be good.
Yeah, but the offensive line is so bad. They don't
Yes.
have another option like that's actually anywhere.
But I think their
okay
run game is
besides-
really good. It's going to be really good this season.
I'd rather just have like a star back, and I feel like both their backs are like just young up and coming guys. I don't
Yeah,
know how
and-
well,
well,
how
that's
well
why
it'll
I
be
think
this year.
That's why I think 21. Maybe it's a little high, but like I think that next year they have the potential to really
Yeah, I
break
think
out
they're
and
in
be
a
a
great
great
situation.
team. Yeah, they're in maybe a top 3 to 5 situation in the NFL when it comes to like
Don't say that.
when it comes to teams that like aren't good right
Oh,
now.
okay.
So
It's like the
Like-
Ravens,
yeah, well,
any team that's good.
Yeah, obviously not team like not like them. I'm talking about like teams that are trying to
Yeah.
rebuild. But that's why I have them this high. Number 25, I had the Dolphins, obviously. 24, I had the Patriots. You had them at 20. I know you just are like obsessed with Drake May. Yes, they added a ton of pieces this offseason, but they didn't really add like a superstar this offseason, and I think
They just added a bunch of good players.
right, and I think this team's in need of a superstar, pretty badly.
Yeah, they're about to get
and
one.
their receiving core is still really bad. And I like Hunter Henry. He's not good enough to like be the headline of your receiving core.
Well, he's not. It's Diggs. Diggs is
maybe.
a better receiver.
Didn't he
Like-
get in trouble?
Yeah, I think he's still playing. Diggs is a better option in the receiving game than Hunter Henry.
Maybe.
And I think Kyle Williams, who they took in the 3rd round, I think
I
he's
forgot
one of
about
the
Williams.
steals of the draft.
Well, and I love Travion Henderson. Don't
He
get
might
me
be
wrong.
the
Like,
best
I think
route runner in the draft.
I think this team is going to take steps this season. I do not think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they at the end of the season they could be like on the board, like the graphic. It's
Yeah, I
like
think
in the
they
hunt.
will be.
I think they'll be on the graphic, but I don't think there's ever going to be a real shot that they're making the playoffs. Because here's what I think: I think they're going to start slow. This team is not going to come out firing. That's why I have them at 24 here because I think they could move up. But going into the season, this is not a team I'm afraid to play. Drake May needs to keep taking take a step, but he also needs to continuously grow throughout the season, the more playing time that he gets. And so I'm not expecting Drake May to come out week 1 and be way better. I want him to continuously
I think
grow
he'll be better
throughout the season. And so I just think the whole team is young and in a position that you want to be in, but I think that they still have some growing to do. So I only have them at 24. And obviously 20 is not that big of a difference, but I do think that they're a team that has a lot of growth. And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, they're building that offensive line, and they got like 3 or more. I think 3 pieces now. So obviously 2 bad offensive line spots, but it's nothing like what they had last year, where all their players were hurt. And then they upgraded the receiving core, completely overhauled it. Travion Henderson, I think, there's a good chance he's a top 10 running back, like back into the top 10 by the end of the season.
Especially fantasy-wise, dude. He's going to cook.
And then at corner, they have Christian Gonzalez. They just signed Robert Spillane, who I really like. They needed a linebacker in there. Their edge rushers, kind of a problem. They don't have bad edge rushers, but they just don't have anybody that good. And that's really
It's definitely a problem.
Keon White looked really good at the beginning of last year. Obviously, didn't near the end.
He's like that.
Christian Barmore's good from the interior, but they don't have edge rushers.
Yeah, I think that they still have holes. Obviously, you're not expecting this team to become one of the best
that's why
teams in the
they're
league
20
right
on the
away.
list.
Yeah, but I do think that they have a lot of potential and a lot of growth.
And you
throughout
said
the
they need
season.
a superstar. I think they got one. Drake
Not yet.
May. Yeah, by the end of this, by mid next season.
No, you said not
superstar.
this next season, but the season after. You think he's going to be an MVP conversation. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
So here we go. But then we got 23. I got the Raiders. I think you got them around this exact
21.
21. This is a team that's going to be like one of those teams that can win games, but they're in such a tough division. With 3 teams that are definitely fighting for a playoff spot. I just don't really see them being able to get out of that cleanly. As well as just like they do have holes still. I don't trust Geno Smith at all. I think that's the biggest red flag on this team. It's just like, you can push the ball down the field. You have Ashton Genty, a generational running back. That's awesome. I like Jacoby Myers. I think he's super underrated. You got a generational tight end in Brock Bowers. However, it doesn't matter how much you push the ball down the field if Geno's going to turn it over in the red zone. And so that's what worries me the most about the Raiders. And then their defense is just not that good. Their secondary is really kind of bad.
It's terrible.
Obviously, they have Max Crosby, who I think is absolutely phenomenal. We'll see if Wilkins is able to bounce back from the injury and everything. But outside of, Max Crosby and I guess Malcolm Kuntz, but
He's your third best defensive player.
That's not really what you want. So this defense is a red flag, and also just I'm not confident in Geno Smith. That's why I put him down here at 23.
Yeah, I think they will beat a lot of good teams, but I think they're going to lose.
I wouldn't say a lot.
Teams.
I think they'll beat one or two.
3. They might win 3 good games, against 3 good teams.
I could see 3.
I think they have a chance to split with the whole division, which is 3 good teams.
Well, I doubt that. You mean one of them? I don't think they're going to split with all of us at the same time.
I think they have a chance.
They have a chance to split with any of us, but they're not going to split all 3 of us.
Well, okay.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but so Geno obviously throws a lot of picks in the red zone. I think they're going to lose to a lot of bad teams as well, which kind of evens that out. Mm-hmm. That offense is going to be insane.
I could see them losing to the Saints, genuinely. If Geno
maybe not that bad. But
if Geno has a bad game,
they
there's
could
nothing
lose
they can
to
do.
the Jaguars easily.
I think they could lose to any team in the league because if Geno has a bad game, they don't have enough firepower to just come back.
Well, their only way to win if Geno had a bad game would be Ashton Genty.
Well, right, but if Geno has a bad enough game, then running the ball is not the answer. You're gonna have to throw the ball.
You're down so much.
Yeah. So, then I had the Seahawks at 22. I think you also had at 22.
Yeah, we both had them at 22.
They just took a big step back, in my opinion. Maybe not huge, but a step back.
DK. That's basically it. I think Sam Darnold's just a lateral move.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I guess they didn't take that big of a step back, but I also hate the signing of Cooper Kupp. Really, really hated it. I just don't think this offense is going to be good. I think that you could say it's a lateral move, but I actually think it's worse. I think Sam Darnold is worse on the Seahawks than Geno is. Even if you think Geno is a worse quarterback, because Sam Darnold does his number one weakness is interior pressure, and you just brought into the team with the worst interior last year. Obviously, they tried to upgrade it with Gray's Abel, but how much is that going to upgrade right away? I don't see this team being that good at all. They'll win games, and their defense has a lot of good signs on it. But with a defensive head coach, this offense is just going to be bad, in my opinion. I think it's really going to hold them back.
I think they'll probably have a top 10 defense, but that offense.
We'll see.
They have to have those interior guys step up, otherwise they're really screwed.
I think they're going to go 7-10 this season.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
And then number 20 was the Bears for me. I know you had them quite a bit lower. I wanted to put them lower, believe it or not, because I just hate Caleb. I just don't think he's good. But the only reason I put him this high is because they have so many weapons and so many pieces. They have plenty of stuff to be a great football team. And obviously people think Caleb's generational. I don't think Caleb's going to take a step. But if he took any step, this is the 20th best team minimum, in my opinion. They have so much going for them. And so much change. They put so much into this. I don't think it's going to work, but I do think that they're going to be a solid football team, or a little bit below average football team, I have them here. Just because they have so many, especially on offense, they just have a ridiculous amount of weapons for them.
Well, everything goes through Caleb. Mm-hmm. If they're good, it's because Caleb's good, or at least okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's because he's good. I'd say the team's good.
But when you have a terrible quarterback, what are you going to do? You're going to run the ball. Well, they can't run the ball because they have DeAndre Swift and Roshan Johnson as their running backs. Mm-hmm. So that's a problem. And then if Caleb doesn't take a step forward, I think they're going to be a lot worse than the 24th team. But obviously, this is another team with an insane situation for their quarterback. Great tight end room, great receiver room, great offensive line now. That defense is looking pretty good. They got a bunch of good pieces there. They need a little bit more, in my opinion, but the defense will still be almost average. This team should be a lot better, but all rests on Caleb, and I don't think he's that good. So.
I agree, and I think that's going to hold them back. But I still think they have so many pieces that I wanted to put them a little.
If they drafted a running back, if they took Travion Henderson, I think they'd be a lot higher.
Who'd they take instead of him again at that pick? Was it Burden?
Yeah, it was Burden.
Yeah, I think that would have been a better pick for them.
Pick.
Yeah,
just because
I would have rather them just.
Room's amazing.
I would have rather them just re-sign Keenan and then draft Henderson. But moving on, that was everyone in your tier. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to 19 through 15. This one.
This is where we get problems. Like, we're going to have problems with each other.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is.
I really hope the Packers aren't in this tier.
You
at
go
least.
first.
19, I have the Broncos. Just kidding.
I was about to lose it. I was about to go crazy.
19, I have the Vikings. 18,
Me
I
too.
have the 49ers.
Ooh.
17, I have the Cardinals. 16, I have the Texans. 15, I have the
Whoa.
Bengals.
That's it. That's
Oh,
all.
that's it. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, I told you. we're gonna have some
Texans
problems.
and what was the
I'm
other one
trying
I
to
freaked
see,
out?
like, who
And the
else?
Niners? Okay. Well, for me, I've got Vikings at 19. I've got Cardinals at 18. I've got Falcons at 17. So you actually have the Falcons higher than me.
Really? You have a 17?
17.
Okay, I'm very confused.
16 is the Bengals, and 15 is the Green Bay Packers. So
What are we doing with us at 15?
I think this
you
is-
hear all those other teams more on another level. Like that's
no, I actually think that the Bengals could be better than you guys this year. The Falcons could be better than you guys this year, and the Vikings were better than you last year. So
Yep.
yeah, I know, and they're behind you guys because I don't think they're like that's potential, and I think Michael
the Packers
Penix.
could be in the top 5. Like obviously,
No way. There's zero
a lot
way.
of these teams we're saying could be in the top 5. If Jordan Love's amazing and Matthew Golden's amazing, we're a top 5 team. Like what? Who's 5? Yeah, we're 5. We're 5 if Matthew Golden and Jordan Love are amazing.
You're joking.
No, and I think the Broncos are amazing if Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton are amazing, or like Bo
If
Nix.
Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton are amazing, we might be a top 3 team because
See, this is you being
no,
biased.
no, because we have a defense that could be number 1. You guys have a defense that might be top
10.
half the league.
Top 10.
Might be.
top 10. We were top 10 last year in yards per game and points per game.
Because you play no one. What on your defense tells me that it's going to be good this season?
Xavier McKinney,
Okay, one player.
Edgerrin Cooper breaking out, which is really likely.
Okay, so you guys will have a middle linebacker and a safety. But the Browns, who have more pieces than that, are not even close to a top half of the league defense. But
Yeah.
because this is the
No,
Packers,
we're always better than
but
we are
beca-
on paper.
No,
We're
but
always
because
better
this
than
is
we are
the
on paper.
Packers, it's okay. You want to talk about being biased? The Browns have more pieces on defense than the Packers did that you just listed out, and your argument is they're
was-
bottom 3 because you think they don't have enough pieces.
was talking about star players,
But because
and we
they have
both-
2 of the least important positions on defense for the Packers, you're a top 10 defense?
I'd say a superstar middle linebacker impacts the game in a certain way that it is not an unvaluable position.
I don't think it's an unvaluable position. Trust me, I do not think it's unvaluable. I'm a Broncos fan.
Okay.
But I do think that it's crazy to say that it's more valuable than either corner or an edge rusher.
No, but we have average at everything besides corner. Our
Average,
defensive
huh?
line, like Kenny Clark's.
I would not call your edge rushers average.
Rashawn Gary's an average, not an average number 1, but like he made the NFL top 100. So
Yeah, that's crazy. He was
that
high too. He was
the-
like 80.
80.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that was the
ridiculous.
craziest one on there so far.
No,
I
Creed
think
Humphrey's definitely crazy. You're behind Tua. Come on.
Behind Rashawn Gary. Dude, that is so bad.
That's actually crazy.
I didn't
Who
even
does the
think about
NFL top 100, bro?
Well, it's the players.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they have every player gets a ballot.
No, it's not the players.
No, it is the players.
It's
the players.
It's somebody else.
No,
it's not the player. I know it's not the player.
100%
Okay,
players.
we'll have to
I
look at
actually
the
know
players.
that. Sorry.
But you guys are not average at edge rusher, even close to average. You're
Lucas Van Ness could take a step
Lucas Van
forward.
Ness would have to take 3 steps for you guys to be average.
Okay, well, anyway, Nate Hobbs was a good move. I think he could
Okay,
be a
I
fine
agree.
corner. Not Kenny Clark. Carrington.
You still don't have a
Valentine's-
number 1 corner.
Yeah, we have multiple number 2s.
So you guys
number
don't.
2s.
So you guys don't have the 2 most important positions on
no,
defense.
but we trotted this out last year and we had a top 10 defense.
Again,
the
played no
same
one.
defense.
Okay, and you know why? Here's the thing. When you guys played good teams, you lost. Let's think about this. Let's think about how you went 1-5
Yeah,
in
but
division.
like when we
no,
went
let's think about.
beforehand, before the season, you looked at this and you were like, "Well, these teams are very good," and then
Yeah, because
we
I
go into the
predicted teams to
season
be wrong.
and they are not good because you were wrong. And
Yeah.
this season, you're counting a lot of these teams that are not that good and are clearly worse
Okay.
than us as good teams. So when you count
Like who?
those as good teams, I don't remember, but I know there were some. You count those as good teams, so you're like, "Oh, you're just going to lose those." But when we get to the season,
even-
there's going to be multiple of those teams that are not good.
I'm not talking about that though. I'm talking about your defense right now, not winning games. Defense right
but-
now. The reason you went 1-5 in division is because your defense can't hold up against actually good offensive play, and you saw that every single time you faced a good offense.
I mean, that's just not true.
It is true.
no, if they would
You let Caleb Williams drive down the field like 6 times against y'all.
6 times
In 2 games.
You didn't. Oh, okay. I was like, you did not watch that game. They did not drive down the field except for at the very end.
Like you guys do not have a top 10 defense is crazy.
I don't think we will.
I think you guys are
I
not
think
going to have a
we'll
top
have an
half of the
average
league
defense.
defense. Maybe like I think you're around 15 to 17 is where my guess
Okay,
would
that's
be.
fine.
And if you have a 15 to
I think we have
17
a great
defense,
off-
you
I think
cannot
we
be a
have an
top.
amazing offense.
Okay, if you have a 15 to 17 defense, you cannot be a top 5 team with your current offensive personnel.
But like with our current offensive personnel, I said that with Jordan Love and Matthew Golden being amazing.
Okay,
Which
what's
obviously-
amazing? Like you want them to have like 5,000 yards and 60 touchdowns? Because like that's not happening.
Okay, well if that happened, we'd be number 1.
No, you'd be top 5 maybe.
That's just wrong.
Because your defense would not be good enough.
Best quarterback season of all time. 6,000 yards, 60 touchdowns. Yeah, he'd be like barely top 5.
Okay, the Broncos had that. We were not the best team in the league.
Well, we should move on because we can talk about them again later.
Okay, well, let's talk about how all these teams behind it. Like, I think all these teams could be there or be ahead of them by the end of the Vikings. Let's talk about them because I think people are gonna be mad we have them at 19.
Really?
Yes, because
there's
people
just
love
a
the
lot of good
Vikings.
teams.
Well, that's one of them, but also I just don't believe in JJ McCarthy,
Everything rests on J.J. McCarthy.
and he's not good. Like, he's just not good at football. And yes, he's in a perfect situation, which will make him look a little bit better than he is. And they'll win games. I think I predict them to go like 8-9 or something. But that's not a great team, obviously. And they're in, they have a tough schedule. They're in a tough division. Well, maybe it's not that tough, but they
It's best defense, best division in football.
you do not believe that. It's the third best division in football now.
Well, I guess now that
Well,
the Vikings
actually, it might
took
be
a
fourth.
step back. No, it's third, right? Because the AFC North, NFC West. What else would be better?
NFC West
AFC West, sorry.
and NFC East, I'd say.
No.
With me believing in the Giants, I'd say.
Okay, whatever.
But it's close. They're either third or fourth. That's not the best division in football.
Yeah, no.
That's a
anymore.
that's a
It's
decently tough division.
Because of Sam Darnold going, I think he brought a floor to the offense where he's a veteran quarterback who could be at least fine, especially throughout the season. He was playing way better than I can see. I don't think McCarthy's gonna have anywhere near the season of Sam Darnold.
Right. And so I don't think
And-
they're going to be that good.
Yeah, especially you bring them against good teams. Like when they went to the playoffs, they looked terrible. That's because they just were overperforming, and I think they'll do.
Well,
that
that's what
again.
Kevin Connell always does. We got to remember the
Yeah.
season where they lost to the Giants in the playoffs. Teams like this will be the same every single year. Well, they will win games. They will win games.
They will outperform that
Like
team in the regular
I wouldn't
season.
even be surprised if they somehow managed to scrape a playoff. Like if the NFC underperformed or everyone beat up on each other, I could see them scraping together a playoff appearance. However, they would still get killed in the playoffs because they would get so this is just what this team will do every single year. And they'll still be around 19 on my power rankings even if they're in the playoffs because I don't think they'll be powerful as a team, if that makes sense.
I think this is going to look like a bad take just because I think the Vikings are going to be way above the 19th best wins. But as you said,
Yes, yeah, that's what I
They're
said.
in a playoff environment. They're in anything. I just don't think they're going to be a better team.
I think they're going to be the
than
19th
places
best team, but not the 19th best record.
Yeah.
I had the Cardinals at 18. I think you had them at 17.
Yeah.
I think they're going to take steps. I don't know how much of that is going to come in week 1. And I don't know how much. I think everything, like you've kind of been talking about with quarterbacks, a lot of this just relies on Kyler.
And he's just
And it's we're kind of out of time for you to take steps, bud. It's been a long time. And also just he's a good, he's a fine quarterback, but this, this is Marvin Harrison needs to break out, and then pieces on your defense that need to all come together. This team needs to put it all together now. And they haven't really shown us that yet. I really think they could end higher than this. I think they could get a playoff spot this season, but I can't put them higher than this as of right now.
yeah. So Kyler, people act like he's 25 just because he's athletic, he's fun, he's kind of dumb, He makes all these young player mistakes, so people just assume he's kind of younger. He's 29. He was drafted in 2018, 2019. I think it was 2019. So he's been in the league for a long time, started every single year, and he just hasn't been an elite quarterback. I mean, he's had flashes, obviously. He's had games where he looks like the best quarterback ever, basically, but hasn't been able to make that consistent. I like their run game, their offensive weapons, their line's fine. The defense, that's a lot of young pieces. I really like where their defense is for the future. But right
they need
now,
to put it together.
Their corners are very, very, I don't know. Who's their number one? Oh, I can't remember. Is it It can't be Max Melton.
I think it is because Garrett Williams plays in the slot.
Oh, yeah. I think Garrett Williams, so. But, your number one outside corner is Max Melton, who you hope takes a step forward. But if he doesn't, then your corners suck.
Right.
Because
And so there's just a lot of question marks for
Bunting's
them.
out for the season, too.
There's just a ton of question marks for them.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. And then 17 at the Falcons, they're not even in your 15 tier,
No,
right?
I'm surprised.
So the reason I have them here is just because this is another team I think by the end of the year is going to be a lot higher, but I don't want to put them that much higher right now. I think Michael Penix is going to look so good by the end of this season. And I think this team's going to make the playoffs. I do. I think they're going to win that division. And I think, part of that is I think the Bucks are whatever I'm trying to say, like take a step back. And I think the Falcons are just going to keep getting better throughout the entire season. I love James Pierce, sorry. And I think he's going to make an impact right away. I love Michael Penix. Like I said, they have a lot of weapons on offense. They have a good offensive line. They have one of the best safeties in the NFL. Like they have a lot of pieces that are just going to make this team be able to get so much better. They're young. And I'm really excited to watch the Falcons. One of my favorite teams this season, maybe just because of Penix, but I'm really excited to watch them. And I think they're going to continue to get so much better. But there's just a lot of good teams in this range that I just felt like I couldn't put them above. I do think they'll be ahead of the Packers by the end of the season, but I didn't want to make you too mad. And there's a lot of other teams in the next tier, but I think they will be above by the end of the year, but I didn't want to start them there because they're not going to look like this playoff crazy ready team in week 1.
I'm trying to think about, like, their weakness right now is edge, which obviously they just kind of addressed in the draft. Other than that, they don't really have a weakness besides, like, Michael Penix, which he's
not
an unknown.
A weakness.
Like, Bijan's one of the best running backs in football.
And they have the best running back duo in football, possibly.
Drake London. They got Darnell Mooney's one of the best wide receiver 2s in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
That defense, like, it wasn't that good last year, but, like, you look at the talent they have, and if those edge rushers come in and are good, that's going to be a really good defense.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And their offensive line's amazing.
Which is exactly what I'm saying, like the edge rushers and stuff. Like, you just need certain people to, like, Penix and the edge rushers to, like, put it together throughout the year, and it doesn't need to be in week 1 because this division's not that strong. Like, they could still win this division by starting slow, and I think by the end of the year they're gonna this is a team. This might sound crazy. This is a team that could crack the top 10 by like week 18. I really think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, like, I know they're gonna be high-ish. I think 12 through 19 completely interchangeable in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
They're all definitely one tier, which for you obviously they're not because you have the Packers in there, and they can't go much lower than where you have them or any lower.
Well, I do think that they're all one tier though.
No, the Packers are nowhere near any. Like, they're way above
I think
this
12
tier.
through 19.
I think this is crazy.
I think 12 through 19 is a good tier.
I think if you had them at 12, I'd be like, that's pretty low, but you're biased.
No,
and
that's
even
not
bad.
too low at all.
Yes, it is.
How is that too low?
12?
Like, I'm looking at the teams in my top 13. I just cannot justify putting them above.
Who's 14 for you?
We haven't gone to 14 yet.
Oh. Okay. Very interested to
And
see
then,
who that is.
well, and then I had 16 was the Bengals. Did you have them in this
I
tier?
had 15.
Yeah, so the Bengals are, like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with them
If Trey
anymore.
Hendrickson doesn't play, they're shooting down to the bottom of this tier.
Yes, I agree, but you can't put them below this tier just because their offense is that good. But this is another team, like, again, they could make the playoffs really easily, or they could be nowhere close, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like, well, maybe not nowhere close, but, like, they could be a couple games out, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like, you just don't know. Like, Shamar Stewart's not going to play, and if he does, I don't think he's going to help them. And if Trey Hendrickson, we have no idea what's going on with him. Like, this is just so much unknown, and, like, their defense, literally, if Trey Hendrickson doesn't play, they're taking a big step back from last season, and their defense can't afford to take a step back from how bad they played last season. So I don't really know what to do.
Besides Trey Hendrickson, who's their best defensive player, would you say? Because I've been trying to think about it.
It's not Slayton, is it?
No, it's not. He's not starting,
He's not starting?
right? They have someone I'm forgetting, and they have
yes, they
B.J.
do.
Hill.
Yes.
But B.J. Hill's bad.
People love BJ
I
Hill.
hate B.J. Hill. He sucks. Linebacker. Oh, Logan Wilson's probably their next best guy.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not great.
So that's the problem. Is
Yeah,
like
their
their
defense
defense
is
is just
so
so
bad.
garbage. But this offense can beat anyone. So if they can scrape like 7 or 8 hot weeks together, they can make the playoffs.
Yeah, but I think, like, last year they lost the Patriots with Jacoby Brissett in week 1. I think that can easily happen.
I think
again.
the biggest thing is they have to start hot because they always start slow. And I think we say this every year,
Yeah, they never do, though.
but they never do. So we'll have to wait and see. And then who else was in this tier? Because that's all the teams in my tier.
Did we talk about the Cowboys?
No, we have not.
Well, Cowboys and Texans we haven't talked about.
Yeah, so they're both in my next
Oh, wait.
tier, obviously.
Cowboys are my next tier. Whoops.
Oh. Wait, who else was in this tier?
Texans.
Niners. It was Niners,
Niners
and
and
Texans.
Texans.
Both in my next tier, obviously. Like, they can't be higher.
Niners and
but-
Texans below the Packers is crazy.
You mean the Packers are below them?
Yeah.
I think it is crazy to put them below the Packers.
Oh my gosh. You know what I meant.
Because, okay, can I explain why?
The Texans were a worse football team than the Packers last year.
I disagree.
They just traded Laramie Tunsil. Their whole team's getting way worse. Joe Mixon's now like 31. He's going to get worse every
Texans
year.
won a playoff game, had a top 3 defense in the league.
Who
The
they play in
Packers
their playoff game?
Chargers.
Okay, Herbert threw 4 picks.
Yeah, because the defense was good.
I saw those balls he was throwing. They were so
Okay,
bad.
2 of them were dropped. Okay,
Were they? I remember.
Or one of
there
them.
was one that was like the worst.
one of them
throw
was
ever.
through Will Dissly's hands, bruh.
Yeah, well, Will Dissly, top 32 tight end per PFF. Like,
Anyway,
Um,
I think that the reason I have the Texans in the next tier is because they are going to be a top 3 defense this year.
No, not guaranteed, but top 5.
And
I'd
they're
say.
top 5 guaranteed, in my opinion. And they could easily be a top 3 defense. And so, like, this is a really good defense. Obviously, this offensive line is so bad, but if CJ Stroud bounces back in any way, him and Nico Collins have amazing chemistry. This offense will put up points. This defense will will put them in almost any game because the defense is good enough. So, like, they're going to be able to win so many games in almost any game that they want to play against. And I just think that if I'm, putting my life on the line, like, I have to have either the Texans win or the Packers win, I'm trusting the Texans way more often.
Well, the Texans have, like, the worst offensive line ever. And that's basically what I'm putting everything on is if your offensive line sucks, how are you supposed to work with that?
Which is fair.
If gets hurt this year, I would be shocked if he didn't.
The offensive line is never as bad as we expect it to be, though.
For a terrible offensive line, yeah.
Yes, that's what I mean.
And Nico Collins gets hurt every year, and then, like...
If he stays healthy, though...
Yeah, but... I don't know.
I'm not going to lower them because I'm assuming Nico Collins is
I
going to
know,
get
but
hurt.
I'm just saying, like, there's all these things that are going to... I think CJ Stroud gets hurt because his offensive line is that bad. And I don't see, like, how Nixon's going to have any... Like, last year he had, like, an amazing year according to everybody because he ran for 4 yards per carry.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
like
it's going to go
Mixon.
down again. Like, if he gets worse...
Put
with the
Damian
volume-
Pierce in.
No, they don't care about him.
Put him in. He's so good.
He's going to walk to, like, the Cowboys next
Their
year.
run
and go
blocking is
off.
actually not that bad. I don't know if you ever watched it, but, like, their run blocking is actually good. But maybe not good, but, like, compared to their pass blocking.
Well, obviously, they have, like, terrible pass blocking.
And then the reason I have the 49ers ahead are just because the 49ers, they are the hardest team for me by
I
far.
think they're easy.
No, you just hate them because they always beat you in the playoffs. But, like, genuinely, like, this is such a hard team to rank. Obviously, we have no idea what's going on with the wide receivers. We have no idea what's going on just with the whole team in general and CMC specifically. I think if CMC, I've heard so many reports that he's back to full strength and looks
Dude,
great,
You can't listen to those.
which is obviously a grain of salt. You got to take it with a grain of salt. But if he played at full strength, they're going to be great because he's that good. And he's going to transform that team. And their defense has so many pieces. Robert Sala is going to help them like crazy. That defense is going to be good this season. And I'm blanking on it. Wait, who'd they draft again in the first?
That garbage.
Was it Michael?
Yeah.
Michael Williams.
Terrible pick.
But it's a good pick for them because
No.
I think Robert Sala is going to be able to develop him if anyone can. You know what I'm saying? Like
Good pick for Michael Williams.
They have the best middle linebacker in the league by far. Like, they have pieces there. Their safety tandem is great. Like, they have good pieces, and this is a team that could obviously still be a great football team. I think they could easily be a top 10 team. Obviously, don't have them in the top 10, but I think they just have a lot of questions, so I understand putting them a bit lower. But for me, I'm confident that they're going to bounce back in some sort of way because this is just the exact same thing to me as it was a few years ago when they got everyone injured after their Super Bowl appearance, had a bit of a Super Bowl slump, and the next year came back out and were like 13-4. And so I'm not saying they're going to go 13-4, but this feels like it's literally deja vu. They lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and everyone got hurt, and their team sucked. And lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, people got hurt, and their team sucked. Like, it's literally just a cycle now, and I think that they're going to come back and be a good football team.
Brock Purdy.
I'm not a huge fan of Brock Purdy, obviously.
He's not even average.
He's like right below average.
Yeah, right below average.
But Kyle Shanahan makes him look fine.
And then you got Christian McCaffrey, who I just can't like rely on him playing. And
I mean, that's fair.
Their backup's what, the speedy guy? He's fine.
Garindo.
Yeah, but
I like Garindo. He's fun.
because you picked him up in fantasy or whatever.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, but I just don't think. I think this team has a wide range of outcomes for sure. Mm-hmm. But like their team did not get better from last year, and last year they were very disappointing. So I could see them being very disappointing again. And obviously, I think they're going to win more games than like for being the 18th best team, just because their schedule is like so easy. But
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be that good.
Well, we're finally moving on to the next tier. Let's see how mad this tier gets us.
I don't
We
think
got
this tier will make us that
14
mad.
through 10.
I don't think this tier. I think that was the worst tier for us because the Packers are there.
How'd you know they were going to be there? You just had a feeling?
No, I just like looked at my tier and I was like,
I don't know. I think this tier is going to make me mad, but go ahead.
14, I got the Cowboys. 13, I have the Falcons. 12, I have the Buccaneers. 11, I have the Chargers. And 10, I have the Broncos.
You have the Broncos in the top 10?
Yeah, I do.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, because I'm not a hater and a bias.
Well, I mean, you are, but like I'm just proud. I mean, like Packers haven't been said. It's just crazy. But 14 Cowboys as well. 13 49ers. 12 Texans. 11 Buccaneers. And 10 I have the Chargers.
Interesting.
I say so. This tier. Maybe it's not going to make us as mad as I
I
thought.
don't know how you thought this tier would make us that mad.
Well, I thght the
You thought
Broncos
the
would be like
Broncos would be like
13.
14?
Yeah. So which is just obviously too low. Let's talk about the Cowboys first. We both have them at 14, so that's good. The Cowboys, this is another team that could be a top 10 team in my opinion. Could be. But Dak's a big question mark coming back from a big injury. And I just think that their run game is garbage, obviously. I'm a strong believer that Jaden Blue's going to be starting by the end of the year. How good can he be as a number one running back?
I think he's
not really
ideally
sure.
just like a change of pace guy, which is really good for where they got him. But
Yes, but like
that's not what they needed. They needed an RB1.
and so they don't really have that. Javonte, I promise you, he's not that good. I don't know why they would let Rico Dowdle walk for how cheap he was.
He was like 1 year, $4 million or less.
Just bring him back. It was weird. But it's Jerry Jones, so what can you expect? And their defense has tons of pieces. Obviously, Overshown's not going to start the year, but they're going to get him back eventually. Micah Parsons is always great. Their corners are fine. Definitely overrated, but fine. And so they have pieces there. But I think that they're always great in the regular season. They're going to put up wins. This is a team I'm predicting to make the playoffs because I think they're going to put up wins and people don't really see it coming or whatever. I think that, believe it or not, I think they're going to give the Eagles a run for their money, if not beat them in week 1.
I think they split.
Well, yeah, but they always do. But I think they're going to possibly beat them in week 1. Just because, there's a lot of reasons. But the Cowboys are a good football team. Super Bowl hangover. They always play the Eagles really, really strong. And they're just a solid, good football team. I think 14, you have them there too. I think it's a perfect spot for them.
Yeah, I mean, you're worried about Dak. I'm not too worried about that, but I'm a lot more worried about this run game.
Oh yeah.
They could average 50 yards per game, which sounds maybe even wishful thinking for the Cowboys fans.
These tackles,
but it's not. It's not 50 yards per game. It's terrible. Over 100 is very normal.
The Broncos made the playoffs with basically worse.
It was more than that.
I think last. If you take away Nix's, I think it might have been worse than that.
But yeah, you're getting Nix's running back, Javonte. So I've seen him on a lot of people's breakout lists, and I'm like,
no way.
No, he's on there. He's on PFFs, I think, and I'm like,
no, he's not.
What are you talking about? He's in his fifth or fourth season.
Yeah, no, this is his
fifth year. He hasn't been good since his rookie or second year, or whenever he got hurt.
It was his rookie year.
He's not looked good since. So why are we saying
he got hurt in his second year? But
and you got Miles Sanders. And by the way, Javonte, I just remember this. Javonte signed the exact same contract Rico Dowdle did.
That's crazy.
1 year, $3 million.
I remember hearing about that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. But this is a very talented team, very filled out roster. But I do worry about their run game just being so bad. I think run game, you need a good run game to be a good team.
Yeah, and especially in the playoffs.
The worst run game in the NFL.
Especially in the playoffs, but I think this is still going to be a good team nonetheless. And maybe one of the running backs surprises us, and then they would be a really good football team. So we already talked about Niners and Texans, but I had the Bucks at 11. You had
12.
12? Yeah,
Same
so
thing.
I mean, they ended the year as a playoff team that almost beat the Commanders, who went to the NFC Championship, walk-off field goal and everything. They're a good football team. Their offense is obviously incredible. Bucky Irving, give him more snaps. Holy crap, is he incredible. And now they have the best receiving core from top to bottom in the NFL, probably. And so, I don't really love the pick, but, they have they have just a ton of weapons on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield's a good top 10 quarterback. And obviously there's some question marks on defense, but hopefully Antoine Winfield will actually be healthy this season, play the whole season. Vita Vea is still a good defender for them. Levante David's still there, somehow chugging at his age. Really wish they took Jahad Campbell, but, here we are. So they still have a lot of question marks on that defense. It needs to improve for sure. And that's why I think that's one of the reasons I said the Bucs are going to kind of fall back and the Falcons are going to rise above them. But I think that they're still going to be able to beat anybody because their offense is just so strong.
Yeah, maybe a big part of that offense was Liam Cohen. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like he's getting a lot more media attention.
They said the same thing about what's his name?
Did you see the Duval clip?
No.
Oh, how have you not seen that? I think that's a big reason why people are on board. I haven't heard anybody talk about any other coach talked about as much as him besides Ben Johnson.
Well,
any other
what's the guy's name? I'm totally blanking. Panthers coach.
Dave Canales.
Yes, they said the same thing about him, right?
That's true.
So I think that honestly, it's not that.
Yeah.
Obviously, Canales is a good coach and everything, but it's not just the coaching. Back-to-back seasons, it's not just the coaching that are completely different coaching staffs.
And obviously, this offense is gonna be amazing last year, but that defense was horrible last year, and they didn't address edge or corner. They addressed corner in the draft actually. Never mind, but they're not gonna be day one amazing.
Right.
I like their picks, but they'll probably be their cornerback 2 and 3 going forward. They still need cornerback 1. They still need 2 edges, which is a big problem because they've been trying for... Oh, actually, not 2 edges. I keep forgetting people. Yeah, Diaby's super underrated, but they need another edge. They don't have one. So
Yeah. And then I had the Chargers at 10. You had them in here, right?
I had them at 11.
11, one spot behind the Broncos. I think that the Chargers are obviously still going to be a good football team. Justin Herbert is obviously still great. What did he throw? 3 picks last year in the entire regular season.
What about the postseason?
So, it just really does depend for them. Can they put it together in the playoffs? Don't love their offseason or anything, especially what they did at running back. I just don't get it.
I don't think it was as bad as we were thinking.
I think it is.
I just don't understand how much did Dobbins sign for?
Not much.
It was like what? Probably less than $4 million.
No, it was more than 4.
It's like 6 maybe.
It wasn't
I don't
much,
know.
but you could have re-signed Dobbins
Yeah,
and
for
not
cheaper
signed
than
Najee.
Najee.
Yeah.
I think
And Dobbins is
Hampton-
much better than Najee.
The way people talked about Hampton, I don't think it was a bad pick, but the way I saw Hampton, it was pretty bad. Like, you should have just taken Trevion Henderson in the second round.
Right. I don't like the Hampton pick. I don't like the Najee signing. But this defense is still going to be really, really good. Borderline top 5. Again, this is, and Jim Harbaugh always, in year 2, I'm sure you've seen it, he always makes his team amazing in year 2, whatever. And he doesn't necessarily need the best talent to win. So I do think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think they're gonna at least be really close to the playoffs. And then, it just depends if they can put it together there. But I put them right at 10 just because I think this is still a really, really strong team. And it's crazy that I've got 3 AFC West teams in the top 10.
I would. And I have them in the top 11. 3.
Yeah, 3. So AFC West, best division in football.
No, there's a different one, right?
No. Best division in football. No one else has 3 top 11 teams.
What's the other team in that division that I'm forgetting? Well, anyway.
What division?
The AFC North.
Bengals.
Oh,
You have them at
yeah,
17.
that's true. Anyway.
So AFC West, best division in football. Let's go.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
But the loss of Christian Fulton, big loss. He was really good last year.
Yes, I agree.
And then I really like the addition of Trey Harris. I think he is a very good chance.
Great addition.
They had no wide receiver 2. That was their biggest weakness by far.
Especially in that playoff game.
And then tight end was a big weakness for them. I think their 5th round pick, Aronde Gadsden. I think by the end of the year he's gonna be playing for them, starting. I think he's gonna be really good.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then Trey Harris gonna be a deep threat. Should complement Ladd really well. And then Quentin Johnston, he's at least a good 4th receiver.
Yeah, I mean, okay, maybe.
He had almost 200 yards the last week of the season, which no one talks about.
Who cares
Really
about the
saved
last
his
week of the
season
season?
stats.
Just a quick question. I just thought of it.
Yeah.
Have you said the Steelers?
Have you?
No, but
No, I haven't.
wow, I'm surprised. I thought you were going to be really mad about the Steelers ranking.
Okay.
Really mad because I thought you hated them because I was talking to you and before they signed Rodgers, you were like, yeah, even if they signed Rodgers, they're a little 9-8, not changing my record prediction at all. So I don't really get that, but okay. Who else in this tier have we not talked about? I want to say the Broncos for when I say them. So if it's
That's everyone for me.
okay, let's move on then to the 9 through 5, my most excited tier here.
You're gonna really hate mine tier probably.
Oh, here we go.
Because the Packers are in it. Number 9, I have the Commanders.
How are they not the Packers?
Number 8, I have the Packers.
Thank God.
Number 7, I have the Steelers. And number
Wow.
6, I have the Rams. Oh, I have to do one more, huh? Right? Or is-
No, 9 through 6. Wait, no, 9 through 5. Yeah, it's one
Okay. And then number 5, I have the Rams.
more. You said 6 was the Rams.
Number 5 is the Rams. Number 6 is the Bills. Number 7 is the Steelers.
Okay,
Number
you
8
said
is the
Rams instead of
Packers.
Bills the first time.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. For me, 9 is Commanders as well. 8 is Steelers. 7 is Broncos. 6 is Chiefs. And 5 is Bills. So, if we
The Rams in the top 4. That's funny. Not surprising, though.
Can we talk about the fact that the Broncos, I'm only 3 ahead of where you ranked them, and you're 8 ahead of where I ranked the Packers.
Can we
so-
talk about how that says how realistic I am?
No, I think mine's more realistic than yours because
You put us at 15.
that is realistic. That is real. You have them at 8. That is way too high.
No, it's not.
For starting
I wonder
week
what
1,
consensus has actually.
8 is that is your top 1 percentile ceiling. 110%.
That's just not true. That's our average.
Consensus has you top 10, by the way. I saw someone rank you at 7 today, and I was like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
so
it was
I'm lower.
TPS.
CBS or TBS?
TPS.
Okay.
Don't you love TPS?
No, I hate them. They're actually the worst.
So let's just talk about the Commanders first. We both have them at 9. For me, I was struggling where to put them at first because I know people are going to have them higher than this because they went to the NFC Championship. Everyone loves Jaden Daniels. But we've talked about multiple times. I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump. I think he's going to take a step back. But also, I just think that the NFC Championship run was a fluke. I think if the Lions were healthy, they easily beat them in that playoff game. And I just think I don't know what your opinion is on it, but I just strongly believe that the Commanders are outperformed what they actually are as a football team, and I think they're not going to be as good next year.
Yeah. I just think a lot of the reason why they made their playoff run was Jaden Daniels being clutch, which obviously he's clutch, but you can't just be clutch every time and bail your team out of those situations. And the team got like Laramie Tunsil and like what else did they do? They got
Debo
Samuel, and then Kinlaw. Like, those are not great moves, and they lost Jonathan Allen. They lost a bunch of other guys. We went over it in our offseason video, and overall, I just didn't think it was that great of an offseason. Forgetting something that they lost. They lost De'Ami Brown. They lost, in your opinion, huge loss, wide receiver 1 right there.
Whoa.
Yeah. So.
No, I what are you seeing? You seem to be a little upset. You see that you have them a little bit higher than consensus?
I haven't found one. I'm so annoyed. Finally, I found one that's actually power rankings.
Okay, well, we can look at that after, but
I just want to see where the Packers are on the Bleacher Report.
But like you said, like the Commanders just overperformed. Jaden Daniels, maybe you don't think he's going to. I think he's going to take a step back, and so that's definitely going to hurt them. Number 8, I had the Steelers. You had them at 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really shocked that you have the Steelers there.
It's the worst list I've ever seen. Oh, we're 8.
You're 8?
We're 9.
But I'm really shocked you have the Steelers up here because I think they're going to be a really good football team, though. Like, Aaron Rodgers was really good towards the end of last season. There's no one wants to talk about that. You love Caleb Johnson, obviously, but I really like Jaylen Warren. Either way, that's a good combo. They complement each other really, really, really well, in my opinion. Their offensive line obviously isn't great, but they have DK Metcalf, who I think is a really good complement to Aaron Rodgers. They have a great tight end duo, Jonnu Smith, who I think is a top 5 tight end in the league, and then Pat Freiermuth, who's like an average tight end. So that's a good tight end duo for sure. And like this offense is going to be put up points, and that's what the Steelers have always been missing is they don't put up points, right? Their defense wins them games. TJ Watt obviously needs to bounce back, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him bounce back at all. Like him having a down year was still him being one of the best defenders in the NFL. Like he's still an amazing player. They have Jalen Ramsey now to help out that corner room. I think Joey Porter Jr. is very overrated and definitely fits better as a corner too and learning under Jalen Ramsey. Obviously their safety tandem isn't great anymore. But I still think that, Patrick Queen's really good. They have Peyton Wilson learning under Patrick Queen. They have just a lot of things going right for them. They have Cam Hayward. And their edge rushing trio is just absolutely phenomenal. So I think that they're going to be a very good football team this season.
Yeah, they're the first team on this list, like going backwards, that has 0 holes. I think that run game is going to be amazing. Like, I think it'll be a top 10 run game in the NFL just because I think Caleb Johnson's going to hit the ground running. I think Jaylen Warren's like a phenomenal change of pace back. And then now they added Jonnu Smith. Tight end was one of their biggest weaknesses. Now they have a 2 tight end set, like that they can just run all the time. I know they don't really have receivers. DK Metcalf's a fine one. They got Roman Wilson, who can hopefully break out. They got Robert Woods, who can play. And then their interior of their offensive line is pretty good. That defense is phenomenal. Joey Porter Jr. is their 3rd corner because they also have Slay.
Oh, I forgot they signed
Slay.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be really good.
Deshaun Elliott had a borderline Pro Bowl season last year.
I forgot about Deshaun Elliott.
I don't remember who their other safety is, but I feel like safety is one of those positions you can just throw another guy out there and it'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Like Beanie Bishop might be playing safety for them, which is fine.
I've seen a lot of people say he's really good.
He's fine, but for an undrafted rookie last season, that's amazing.
He was good, yeah.
And they got Peyton Wilson, Patrick Queen is their linebackers.
They're going to be a really good football team.
Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton, who's their first? Derek Harmon. That's their interior. Their edges, T.J. Watt. They got Alex Highsmith. They got what's his name? Nick Herbig. Phenomenal team, top to bottom. One of the best top to bottom rosters. And their only question mark is Aaron Rodgers, which I think he could work. He's not a guy who wants to run out of the pocket anymore at this point in his career, which is why you want tackles mostly. Their interior is good, so that he can step up in the pocket. Hopefully,
I think it's going to work.
I think it'll work.
I don't really understand why everyone was so high when Rodgers went to the Jets, but now that he's to the Steelers, everyone thinks it's not going to work. When I think this is a better fit for them.
Like, he failed on the Jets, and that looked like a great situation. This looks like a great situation.
He didn't fail necessarily. He got hurt, and then the team failed. Like
he should have been better, especially at the beginning of last season.
There's not much. He's coming off an Achilles tear at 40.
Yeah, get better, dude.
Like, I don't know, man.
They're super underrated.
I think they are a sleeper Super Bowl contender. Yeah. So, Anyway, I think they're a really good football team. I'm surprised that you agreed because you usually don't have good takes. The Broncos at 7, though. We'll finally talk about them a little bit. I'll go first, okay? The Broncos are a phenomenal team from top to bottom, okay? We have let's talk about defense first. This is a defense that is going to be the number 1 defense in the league, and if not, they're going to be number 2. This is a defense with one of the best safeties in the league in Brandon Jones, Talanoa Hufanga, who obviously maybe hasn't been good in 2 or 3 years, but if he's even okay, Denver Broncos at 12, that's too low. But Talanoa Hufanga, he hasn't been good in a few years, but if he can even be okay, it's an upgrade from last season. We have the best corner and the best defender in football in Patrick Surtain. We have a great rookie corner in Jahdae Barron that can also play safety and nickel. We have one of the better nickel corners in the league in Jaquan McMillan. We have Riley Moss, who looked good before he went down with that injury. We signed Dre Greenlaw, who was arguably our biggest hole last season, was middle linebacker. Dre Greenlaw's a phenomenal middle linebacker as long as he can stay healthy. We have Alex Singleton. For some reason, people like him. He's our second middle linebacker. We have a great edge rush tandem with Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonito, Tillman. I always forget how to say his first name.
I thought you played in the interior.
Tillman? No, he's an edge rusher. And Jonah Ellis, a great like a quartet there of edge rushers. We have Zach Allen, who's probably the most underrated player in the entire NFL, all-pro level DT. We have Malcolm Roach and DJ Jones, who are super underrated because they just come in and stuff the run. We have a complete defense, the best defense in the NFL most likely, but minimum top 3. I think you'll agree with that even. And then on offense, we're actually extremely underrated because we made improvements to this offense. We signed J.K. Dobbins recently, and I know you like that signing because you love J.K. Dobbins. He's leaked to be the starter from day one. Harvey's going to get more third down reps, and then hopefully next year he would take over as Dobbins only on a 1-year deal. Evan Ingram is a perfect complement to Bo Nix. I think Evan Ingram is a sleeper fantasy guy this year because he's just going to have 1 billion receptions. Cortland Sutton's a good receiver. Obviously not what you want for your number 1, but still a good receiver. And then Marvin Mims, I think, is a really underrated player because I really think Marvin Mims, when he got more playing time towards the end of the season, this offense, by the way, in the last 6 games of the season, we averaged 27 points a game. If we average 27 points a game this season, we're going 12-5, and it's as simple as that with how good this defense is. So overall, I think this is a top 7 team in the league because we just have almost no holes. We have a top 3 offensive line in the NFL as well. This is just a complete team. The only hole you can find is receiver, and I think we have a really deep receiving core, and any of them are even okay next to Sutton. This team will be good enough to win with this defense.
You done?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. That was like 5 minutes. That's crazy.
It's just not true.
Well, obviously, I'm not going to touch on the defense. It's phenomenal. I don't need to. But the offense, it's where you got your question marks, right? Sean Payton. I mean, I'm surprised everybody else is so low on it because they love Sean Payton.
They love Sean.
No, I'm saying on the Broncos.
You know what TPS said today?
What?
They said signing Evan Ingram and J.K. Dobbins adds weapons to an already extremely potent offense.
Where'd they put you?
They put us at 11.
Okay, potent offense. Before they got there, and then they're at 11.
If our offense is potent, then we're gonna be top 7.
I don't think you're a top 3 line. Well, maybe you're. I just have to look at the line list, but I think the Packers have a better offensive line.
I agree,
and I think the Eagles have a better offensive
line.
I agree,
and the Lions.
No, not anymore.
Oh, okay. Then we're third.
I think the offensive line for the Lions is top 10, maybe.
Okay, then we're third.
No, there's got to be another team, but I'm not going to think about it
right
now.
Top 5 minimum.
Maybe 5th. Okay, we'll call it 5th. Okay, your run game. I'm worried about your run game because obviously J.K. Dobbins, if he's healthy, he's an RB1. Not an amazing RB1, obviously, but he's fine. That's a good.
He's a top half the league running back. Top 16 probably.
Top 20.
Yeah, just because he's on the Broncos. If he was on the Chargers, you'd say top 16.
He's hurt his knee every year basically since he's been in the league. That's a problem, and he's not.
And that's why we drafted Harvey in the second round.
And I hated that pick. I think
because you're dumb.
I don't think he's a good pick. I don't think he's a good player.
If Harvey's good, our offense is going to be good.
And Bo Picks, we got to talk about him, dude.
He's phenomenal.
We talk about this high floor quarterback who comes into the league and shocks people. Why was he shocking people? Why weren't people ready for him to be coming to the league ready like I was?
What?
Just kidding. But he's supposed to be the
biggest Bo Nix hater there is. Didn't you put Michael Pratt above him?
No.
Yes, you did.
We said we weren't going to talk about that. Okay, well, that was before I was watching film completely.
Okay.
I got some clips, and I was like, wow, I gotta have a hot take here. Michael Pratt looks pretty good. I like his arm. I think it's better than Nick's, which was probably like the only area I really mis-scouted. Other than that, it was just like lack of scouting material. Bo Nix was this high floor quarterback, so he should have went in and succeeded in a Sean Payton system that everybody loves.
He did.
And he did, yeah. So I don't know how much better, at least this season, he's going to be than last year.
If he's as good as he was last year,
I think
well,
there's
fine.
a good chance he takes a step back. Like, not a huge one. I think he'll always be a good quarterback, but I don't feel like he's going to be.
If he's above average, like you agree he was last year, this is a team that can be the 7th best team in the league. With
I think
above
7's a
average
bit
quarterback.
high, but I certainly can see them going above 10, maybe like 9, 8 even. Like,
If Bo Nix takes a step, can you at least admit that you could see them going to 7? If Bo Nix progressed.
I feel like that's like a really high-end outcome for them, so I wouldn't put that in my power rankings.
I just
And-
feel like we are better. The only team I would say that you could argue, I put maybe us at 8 and Steelers above
like,
us. Yeah.
Steelers, I think, are
Okay,
far
so
better.
us at 8 and Steelers at 7. I don't think you can argue teams behind them are better
I
from
think the
top to
Packers
bottom
are a
than
better
us.
team. Like,
From top to bottom, you just cannot agree
no,
with that.
but I just think
Our defense is exponentially better than y'all's.
we can pretend like defense matters. Anyway,
Okay,
we should
please
just move on.
tell me y'all heard that. All right, moving on to the Chiefs. Did you have them at 6-2?
No, I haven't said them yet.
Oh, that's weird. I want to put the Chiefs lower. I think we are going to be
Obviously, you put them at 6. Everybody's being so mad. They just went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think we're going to be a better team than them this year.
Okay, well, then you should have put you above them.
I think we're going to be. Maybe not from
okay.
week, but I think that because they went to the Super Bowl, I'm putting them here. That's literally like the only reason, essentially. Because I think they are going to take a big step back this year. Rasheed Rice isn't going to play
They're
for a lot of the
loaded
year,
roster.
if not the whole year. And he's coming off an ACL tear. It's not going to look pretty. Xavier Worthy's in trouble now. Like, their offense is going to be in trouble. Their running back room is garbage outside of Brashard Smith, and I don't think they're going to play him. What?
Dude, Pacheco is a better running back right this very second.
Okay. And that's not a good thing.
And it's like the fact that I specified that's kind of sad. That Kareem Hunt's better.
Oh, my God.
So their running back room's terrible.
Obviously, their
They
defense
got
is great.
Pat Mahomes. They got a phenomenal defense.
Listen, I think they're going to be a good team. I just think they're going to take a step back. I don't want to put them in the top 5. I think all top 5 teams are all top 4 teams are easily Super Bowl contenders, and I just don't see the Chiefs on the level of those 4
think
teams.
the top 7 teams are Super Bowl contenders.
I think if you put them at 5 over the Bills, where I have the Bills, I think that's fair. But that's it.
Yeah, I had the Bills at 6.
Yeah. Who'd
got
you have
them
at
at
5 then? Rams?
5 at Rams.
But I just think the Rams are better than the Chiefs,
I
definitely.
think people are going to see 5 way too high for the Rams.
Yes, but I think the Rams are better than the Chiefs.
But the Rams were a top 5 team last year, and they added Devontae Adams, which is a huge addition. He's
and
the best
all the
wide
young
receiver 2 in the
pieces are
NFL.
going to, you assume that your young pieces are going to get better.
That whole defense is young.
Exactly. Like, this is going to be a better team than the Chiefs this year.
I mean, maybe by the end of the year.
I think right now they are.
Floor of Patrick Mahomes brings to your offense.
I think the floor that Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua brings to your offense.
Okay, well, Patrick Mahomes had 50 touchdowns a few years ago.
7 years ago is a few years ago now.
It is. Quite a few.
You know, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl a few years ago, which is twice
More
as recent
recently.
as 20.
More recently.
Oh.
Okay, well,
And yeah, so that's why I have the Chiefs there. The Bills I have at 5, you have them at 6.
Yeah.
Just because, like, they're going to always be good. I personally do not think they're like, obviously you can say they're a Super Bowl contender, but I would never bet on them to win the Super Bowl. I do not think they're going to win the Super Bowl. Like, I would bet against it, if that makes sense. I don't see Allen getting a ring unless his team gets exponentially better. Like, I think Allen is good. I think he's very overrated, though. Did not deserve the MVP. They don't really have the weapons when it comes to through the air on offense that they need to put up the points that they want to necessarily. And I think their defense is just a little bit underwhelming to where it used to be. And so I don't think that this is a team that's going to be – I don't think they'll be top 5 by the end of the season.
I'm pretty surprised people still like their defense like that. Like, Greg Rousseau's underrated. People don't talk about him. And he's their best edge or their best defensive lineman. And then their linebackers are, like, fine. Like,
Is he their best defensive player?
I know he's not. Christian Benford's slightly better.
Maybe.
And maybe if you like edge rushers more than corners, you could argue, but they're pretty close.
Yeah.
And you got Benford, and then like your safety room is garbage. Taylor Rapp is their best safety. Second best safety is Hamlin. Like, they're in a bad position defensively, in my opinion. But that offense, Josh Allen's amazing. Obviously, James Cook's amazing. I like Khalil Shakir. That offensive line is so good, and Josh Allen does a great job at helping that line. So just like their trench play on offense is phenomenal. So I just think that that brings a really high floor to their offense. So I think obviously I don't feel like I'm surprised people have them so high because I feel like
Yeah.
6 is pretty generous looking at their defense.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. But that's everyone in this tier.
I
Right?
mean, should I talk about the Packers? Because, I mean,
You basically already did, but go ahead.
top 3 O-line, maybe the second best offensive line in football.
I would say.
You got Matthew Golden, who's got a high ceiling. Obviously, not right now.
So week 1, that means we're the number 8 team.
He could be. We could be. Jordan Love, phenomenal quarterback who was hurt all
I
the
didn't know
last season.
phenomenal was like 13th best quarterback in the
Okay,
league.
he's not that bad. He's really good.
That's not
He's
bad.
Easily top 10. Yeah, and the run game is phenomenal. Our run blocking is amazing, and Josh Jacobs is a great running back. And that defense always overperforms. Jeff Hafley's a phenomenal defensive coordinator. This isn't even his system. His system's supposed to be with man corners who are good. So he just completely flips his system to this stupid like zone scheme that works for us for whatever reason. And obviously our edge rushers need to lock in because we're not blitzing because we can't blitz because our corners aren't good enough to blitz. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of worrisome, but obviously top 5 coach, I'm trying to think if he's top 3. Top 4 coach comfortably, in my opinion, Matt LaFleur, one of the best offensive minds in football, which really props up this offense. I think this is easily maybe a top 5 offense in football. But the defense is really weighing us down.
Top 5 offensive football is crazy. It's just not. Ravens, Lions, Eagles, Rams. That's just 4
There
right
you
off
go.
the bat. Bucks.
Whoa! Over the Packers?
Yes.
I think Love's going to be great this year.
Yeah, you said that last year. You said he was going to be an MVP last year.
No, I said he'd be an MVP
No, you
candidate.
predicted
and he was
him to
my
be the
pick
MVP.
because I was trying to find
Yes.
there's no front runner in my
And was he
opinion last
close? Not even a little.
year. He probably got maybe got a vote from
No.
a
Let's move on to
Packers
the last 5. 5 is Bills, 4 is Rams, 3 is Eagles, 2 is Lions, 1 is Ravens. I'm guessing I was just decently similar. I'm just guessing you have Eagles at 1.
So do I start at 5?
Yeah, I think we messed it up
Yeah,
somewhere,
we
but
definitely messed it up. Anyway, so 5 is the Rams, 4 is the Chiefs, 3 is the Lions, 2 is the Eagles, and number 1 is the Ravens.
we both have the Ravens 1.
There were 4 on the rankings I was looking at.
So I'll talk about. I mean, we already talked about the Rams. The reason I have them this high is because I think they're going to be so good from day one, and I think they're going to keep getting better throughout the whole season. This is a Super Bowl contender. They were the only team that really gave the Eagles a run for their money, and they literally were 1 first down away. Well, they were in the red zone, like 15-yard line. If they scored that touchdown, they would have won and gone to the next round to the NFC Championship game. So this is a legit team, and they only got better, and they're only going to keep getting better. So
Well, it's you're assuming the defense is going to take steps, but like Stafford could also just take a giant step back. He's like 38.
Yes,
and
that's
he's
true.
Takes a bunch of hits. He's a risk taker. Like he
No,
could
that's
just
true.
have a bad season.
That's true, but I also think Sean McVay is just so good that like I don't see a way that he takes a big enough step back to where their offense doesn't at least stay the same level with adding Devontae Adams. But I understand that being a little bit hesitant on that.
Who's 4?
The Rams.
Oh, okay.
I had the Eagles at 3.
I had them at 2. I think they're better than the Lions. The
I
Lions, Frank Ragnow retired. One of their other linemen like out for a considerable amount of time. They're starting Tate Ratledge and
Their offense is so ridiculous,
Christian
man.
Mahogany. Both Ratledge is a rookie this year. Mahogany was like a 4th or 5th round pick last year.
Their offense is still ridiculous.
Yeah, their offense is good, but they also lost
Good?
Ben Johnson.
It's great.
It's great. Yeah, they lost Ben Johnson. They lost Aaron Glenn. Like
I'm
that's
not that
gonna play
worried
an
about
impact.
that. I'm really not that worried about that.
Yeah, well, you just can't like say, oh, they're just gonna be just as good as last year.
I think it's very close to them and the Eagles, obviously, but the Eagles also lost things.
Yeah,
Like,
but I think that their losses are a bit overblown. Like they have players that are gonna step in to
Yes,
replace
they're-
their players.
like, they will be
Like their
fine.
defensive tackles, like they were ready to lose him. Like they didn't care.
They will be fine, but I do not think they're going to win the Super Bowl again. And I think the Lions are going to be a better football team than this year. And I also just think the Ravens are the best football team.
Yeah.
Agreeing with you. Best quarterback in the league, top 2 running back in the league. Obviously, you would want them to get better receivers, but they have a great tight end duo, and their defense is just ridiculous. Obviously, maybe not in week 1 with Malachi Starks and Mike Green maybe needing to develop a little bit, but if those guys are legit, like this defense is just going to be unfair.
They don't even need Mike Green to play, right? Don't they still have Kyle Van Noy, and they obviously still have
and
Kyle Van Noy racks up sacks every year.
nothing else.
That's all that matters.
Nope.
for box score watchers. And they got Adafe Owe, who's been taking steps.
Okay,
He's a solid
they
player.
still need like an elite pass rusher though.
Yeah, but
Mike Green could be that.
well, they have Matabuike, who's basically an elite pass rusher from the interior.
Yeah, but I'm talking about an elite edge rusher.
That's not important.
Okay.
But Jair stepping in there as a cornerback 2, bringing Nate Wiggins. It's our cornerback 3.
No,
like,
Jair's going to play it in the slot, I think.
Who?
I think Jair, they're just going to play him in the slot.
I think they might want Marlon Humphrey in the slot. I don't know.
I don't know. They've been looking for a slot a long time. And Marlon's a lot bigger than Jair is. I would rather
like
play
6'1",
Jair.
and Jair's 5'11" or 5'10".
Yeah, I thought he's 5'9", so
He's not 5'9".
5'10", then like I think that makes perfect sense to play him in the slot. And obviously
He's a great slot corner.
that's a great second. Like their secondary is ridiculous when you have Marlon Humphrey, Jair, Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Stark stepping in, and you got Nate Wiggins. Like this is just ridiculous.
I think this is my pick for the best defense in football. If not them, then the Steelers. I think those are the 2 best defenses.
This is the only defense that can be better than us this year.
The Steelers.
No, it cannot.
The Steelers. Their edge rushers are better.
Right.
Their interior, it's better. Okay, it's close. It's
I
super
disagree.
close.
I disagree.
No, because
We have
Cam
better pieces
Hayward's
around
very close to Zach Allen.
Yeah, no.
And,
Zach Allen's definitely quite a bit better than him.
and you got Keanu Benton, who's better than Malcolm Roach or whoever your second defensive line is.
It's
You got.
DJ Jones, who was the number
than
1
him?
run defender in the league.
I think run defending stats have to be a lie. Like
Right? Everyone has a
it
number 1
doesn't
run
make
defense.
any sense. Like I don't understand it. Like TJ Slayton is like at the top of anything for that. It's like what?
Yeah.
Like he's fine. And then you look at corners. You got Surtain, obviously. I think I give you guys the edge, but it's pretty close because they have 3 established corners in there.
Okay, well, we have a better secondary, though, as a whole.
Yeah, and then you look at safeties. There's a slightly worse. Their linebackers at least have a
So
lot
the
of
only
upside
thing
to
they
be
have
better.
on is they have a better superstar pass rusher. I think we
They
have more
better
depth at
defensive
pass rusher.
coordinator. Like Mike Tomlin's a better defensive.
You don't like VJ?
No.
No, most people love VJ.
Yeah, well, people like whoever the Broncos defensive coordinator is, and they're always like have a good defense, but clearly that's not because of the defensive coordinator.
I mean, the Steelers' defense, this is very similar to what they had last year. The only thing they upgraded at was corner, and their defense was like not even close to top 5 last year. Like it wasn't even conversation for top 5.
But like Peyton Wilson was playing really well at the end of the year, and that's a big thing. They didn't have a second linebacker.
Their defense was worse at the end of the year.
Okay. They also added Derek Harmon, who's going to make a big impact as their 3rd defensive lineman.
I did forget about Derek Harmon, but like I do think the Steelers' defense is going to be great. But you're downplaying how good this Broncos defense is.
Okay, buddy. Is that everybody?
Yes, that is everybody. So let us know down in the comments below what we got wrong, what you would change, and we're going to be releasing, power rankings probably throughout the season or whatever. So let us know. Keep updated with all of our power ranking stuff, and tell us who you predict to be the Super Bowl champion this upcoming year. And have a good one.